What's up, 180 FIT? Negative reinforcement doesn't work. You and your weight loss journey. Let's dive into this. And you might be saying, Jen, I know, negative reinforcement, blah, 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 the way we talk to ourselves. I'm going to address this in a very different way. I'm going to take it from a very scientific approach today and maybe uncover some truths you never really realized. So make sure you stay tuned. If we haven't met before, my name is Jen Pleitgen, your holistic empowerment coach, taking from places stuck to authentic thriving. Let's dig in today. First, let's do a little role play story. You might have heard this one before. Leonard, everyone stop. This was a stupid idea. Negative reinforcement isn't working. Sheldon, I think you mean positive punishment. Negative reinforcement is the removal of positive stimuli, but it's a common mistake. Howard, negative reinforcement is really wrong. Sheldon, it's used incorrectly all the time. Even Bill Murray makes a mistake in the first scene of Ghostbusters. This is a scene from The Big Bang Theory. The Focus of Attention, it's called, from 2014. In the weight loss and fitness scene, the term negative reinforcement is often, nearly always, used incorrectly. Even Sheldon gets part of the definition wrong. Negative reinforcement is defined by the American Psychological Association as the removal, prevention, or postponement of an adverse stimuli as a consequence of a response, which in turn increases the probability of that response. It's important to note here, for negative reinforcement, the stimuli, or stimulus even, removed from the equation is only usually averse, so negative and unenjoyable. Negative reinforcement is not a form of punishment. On the contrary, it's almost a reward-based idea because you remove whatever it is from the given equation and situation that might encourage you to do something bad. Operant conditioning, as outlined by B.F. Skinner, lays out positive negative reinforcement and positive negative punishment, okay? And reinforcers are responses from the environment that increases the likelihood of you repeating behavior. So punishers are responses from your environment, which decrease your likelihood of even repeating a behavior. Reinforcers and punishers can be positive or negative. This isn't a reference of good and bad or desirable and undesirable. Positive and negative refers to the addition or subtraction of a given variable. In other words, for positive reinforcement, we're talking about the addition of a response that will get you to repeat a desired behavior. Positive punishment is the addition of a responsible variable that will discourage the repetition of a given behavior. Negative reinforcement is the subtraction of a variable to encourage the repetition of a preferred or sought out after behavior. Whereas negative punishment is the subtraction of a variable that will prevent you from repeating a behavior. For fitness and weight loss, let's look at this. So in the world of weight loss and fitness, negative reinforcement is heavily and incorrectly used as to refer to methodology whereby when you mess up, miss the mark, eat something you shouldn't have, etc., then you punish yourself in some way. This fits more closely with the definition, though, of positive punishment, in that you add in a positive variable, right, which punishes you for stepping outside your dietary lane. In that sense, negative reinforcement, or more correctly, positive punishment, doesn't work. There are a few anecdotal stories of where being put down and constantly punished for someone has worked for a few people. However, as a general rule of thumb, this doesn't actually work, at least not in any meaningful way. Negative reinforcement, we break that down in its correctly used form, may work in the purest and most controlled sense, but falls short to introduce to the bigger picture of things. Required actions here. We know that one of the major pitfalls of any punishment is that when a behavior is punished, it is simply suppressed and not changed. When we take away a threat of a punishment, then the bad or undesirable behavior will return. Also, punishment only encourages hostility and anger and as a correct response to a situation because it doesn't teach us what we should do. Punishment is only capable of teaching us what we shouldn't do, and that's by McLeod 2018 study. Punishment also teaches generalization, fear, and anxiety, and there's a website, entirelyforyou.com. And I thought this was very relevant here. So this author here describes her ability to punish herself. Now, she incorrectly uses the term negative reinforcement in her reference to her strategy, which is actually positive punishment. She set up a sliding scale of punishment. If she steps outside her dietary boundaries twice a week, then she has a set of punishments lined up for herself, labeled 1 to 5. 5 was something like putting black X on her forehead and then forcing yourself to go out in public for some reason. 4 was wearing a clown nose and then going out in public. This is honestly more likely to create a coexisting anxiety of going out in public than it's actually correct the dietary mistake. At very least, it will create an anxiety of public places for fear of ridicule, as well as only suppress whatever behavior she is trying to modify. It won't actually achieve anything undesirable. On the other hand, negative reinforcement requires taking away a variable to discourage undesirable behavior. In weight loss and fitness, this can best be described as emptying your pantry of donuts, cakes, and your freezer of ice cream. You remove these things, variables, right, to prevent yourself from breaking a dietary restriction. In the privacy of your own home, this will work wonders in helping you actually achieve your goals. A reward. However, what happens when you leave your home? You can't remove all the external sources of that temptation in the world. It's simply not possible. Your best bet is to seek out methods of positive reinforcement. Go easy on yourself. Be forgiving and loving to yourself and work to modify the root causes of your behavior. With positive reinforcement, you are able to add in rewards for good behavior. In weight loss, this is something like setting a substantial budget aside for a new summer wardrobe. If and only if you maintain your overall dietary improvements, get down to a certain rate, reach a desirable goal, etc. Bottom line, let's break it down here. As an educator, when I taught for 16 years, if I had a child who was acting out, who was a child who just constantly created disturbance to the classroom, he was normally that way because teachers in the past gave him attention and focused on the negative. The more I point out the negative, even if it's consequences, what is that child thinking of? The negative, right? I'm putting in what he's doing wrong in front of him over and over again. But if I can find, no matter what the smallest thing is, that's positive, and point that out and reward that, even as simply as like, hey, you came in quiet today, awesome job, then what's going to happen? What's on his mind from that moment on? I'm awesome. I did a great job. I came in quietly. What's going to happen that's going to build upon itself with time? Same thing with ourselves. We're very hard and harsh on ourselves. And ultimately, we need to look at what we've done right and really reward that and focus on that. Because if we take a day, I think we did really good and then we blew it at night. And all you're focusing on is the fact that you blew it at night. What are you doing? What's on your mind all night? What's on your mind the next day? Yeah. The fact that you blew it, that you're a failure, you're not doing this, I'm never going to be able to do this. But if you focus on the fact, man, I made it all day, and I can make it all day and all night tomorrow, not a problem. I got this. I'm so proud of myself for making it all day. If you focus on it and you wake up in the morning, I made it all day yesterday. I'm going to make it. It's a cinch to make it through all day now, today, and then I'm just going to breeze on into the evening. I'm setting myself up for success. Which one are you going to come out successful in? The one where you're beating yourself up waking up, or the one you are actually encouraged and inspired and you're building yourself up because you've done something right? This is essential. This is one of the key things I work with people when we talk deep about my mindset coaching. Because so much of that negative, I'm someone who is such a perfectionist, beat myself up all the time. Something I still have to watch and struggle with. But ultimately, the more I get this and the more that I see other people really get this and really embrace this concept, the more not only do they increase in the speed and the timetable of them actually reaching their weight loss goals and sustaining it, but also the confidence, just the overall appearance and just the overall well-being really improves because they start approaching life this way. And it's important for us to approach life this way. There's so much negative that can come at us. A lot of times we're our own worst enemy, beating ourselves up. So I encourage you today, when you go through your day today, at the end of the day, I want you to really focus on the positive. Just give it a try for me. Give it a try 1 week. Give it a try, and if it doesn't make any difference, reach out to me and let me know, and we'll talk, okay? But seriously, give it a try. And just for a week, focus on those positive things And when you go to bed, focus on what you did do. How you're going to extend the next day. When you wake up in the morning, say, man, remind yourself what you did do. And let me know, does it change? How you're able to increase and stick with your goals. Are you getting to the heart of the issue? Or are you just being surface? Remember, if this is some area that you're really struggling with, there's no shame in getting help. I had to get help. I had to do my 180. I had to find a new way, a different path. And that's why I'm here. I'm here for you. I want to see you living your best life now. So feel free. As always, in the show notes, there's always a way to get a hold of me. So make sure you reach out to me. If nothing else, like and subscribe to the channel. Share this with someone you think you would need it. And comment below and let me know that you're all in and giving this a try. Come back and let me know how it worked for you. And know that you're so worth every part of this journey, and you're worth living the best life that you possibly can, because there's only one of you, and this world needs you living 100% you. Be kind, be brave, live authentically, and always shine. And remember, you're simply one habit away. Thanks for watching. Until next time.